Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sundays with Sully. This week we're going to go over proper wire practices. A lot of people are out there, a lot of people are doing wiring and different installs, and I come across a lot in the field of questionable connections. ABYC has some basic standard guidelines of how these should be done, and I just think it's worth refreshing. If you're a do-it-yourselfer at home, maybe learn a couple of tips here that are going to save you a lot of headaches down the road from loose connections and intermittent problems. So, some of the tools of the trade we're going to start off with, very key right here, a ratcheting crimper. There's a bunch of different brands out there. It's kind of like Ford versus Chevy. You're going to pick the one you want that suits your needs best. This one's from Anchor. I've had it for about 10 plus years now. It's been through the ringer and still keeps working. It's a little worse for wear, but it works great. This is going to give you the right crimp on your electrical connection. You see all the other ones that are out there, they're just kind of a press on, and they generally kind of work, but they're not going to pass the test. The test is generally about a 10-pound pull on your crimp after it's done. That's how you know you got a good crimp. So, crimper, number one thing you want to use. The other thing that's going to be really important is a wire stripper. Again, my personal preference is this one right here. It's got the wiring markings right on the side. We put it on there, strip it right off. It works really easy. Wire cutters, come a bunch of different versions. Your choice, your selection. Pick your poison. The last one that's going to be important is a heat source. We don't work in gas engine spaces. We don't work in fuel spaces. So a torch, in our case, is really good. If you're going to be working in a mechanical space, please, please, please use a heat gun. It's kind of self-evident on that one. So, talking about heat shrinks and splices and everything else, we're going to do this one. This is some 16-2 wire I had laying around. We're going to go ahead, we're going to go back, and we're going to take, first of all, the proper terminal. In this case, it's 16 gauge wire. That's going to require a blue connection. We can lay this blue wire up alongside here. We know that what we have to trim back has got to be in this barrel right here. So we kind of mark it off. You can use your thumb if you want. You do it after a while, you get really kind of used to what size you need. So we go through, and we're going to go back, real simple, just go right under the 16 on here because it's marked. And we're going to go ahead, pull that off. It's going to show bare wire. I'm going to do it on the other one for funsies here. And there we go. Now, I have both wires stripped back here. This case, I always like to give them just a little extra twist, make sure there's no loose strands or anything, make sure we're going to be good. And then, simple, we're going to go on this, and we are going to slide this on here, give it a little twist for extra measure. Ratcheting crimper, like I just talked about. Go ahead, we put that on there. These crimpers, a little worn out like I said, but they're always going to be marked red, blue, yellow, corresponding to the crimp that you are using, and that corresponds to the wire gauge that you are using. 9 times out of 10 on a boat, you're going to be using blue. You might use some yellow on some larger. Per ABYC standards, you're probably not going to be using red too much because they don't want to see you using 18 gauge and lower, even for LED lighting. They are working on changing that though. So, we go ahead, we put this into the blue, go ahead, we crimp down, give it a nice little squeeze. All right, now I've got a crimp, and I go always, anytime you do a crimp, always test it. Now we know I got a good pull on there, it's not coming off. Then I go back to the next one, put it on there, give it a nice little twist. Same thing again, get my crimpers, line them up onto the blue side, go ahead and make sure everything's lined up, that they're straight on there, give it a quick little crimp. Now, if you use a good ring ding terminals here, they are going to be really easy to crimp with a ratchet and crimper one hand. You get some of the lesser quality ones, it's going to take a little bit more to crimp those things down there. And part of the other reason we're using a ratcheting crimper with a box style crimp on there, we're not puncturing the plastic seal around this. So we're not allowing corrosion to get into our connection. Now to double down and make sure we really don't have any moisture getting into our connection, and to also give a secondary bond, we're going to go ahead, we're going to get our little torch right here, we're going to go ahead and use the heat shrink. Now again, short money, couple extra pennies, you get some heat shrink terminals on there, and now we're looking good. We go ahead, we heat these up, now we're going to have a really nice, good, clean, snug, tight little connection. And that's it. We've made connections, we've got them sealed. It's gonna be a little warm, but now we're really sealed on there. It's looking good. Now, why do I tell you about all of this stuff? Because we just did our Raymarine install for our boat show showroom display, and I'm really, really proud of what my guys have done here. If you look at this, everything's wired nice, neat, tidy. Everything is run proper. We have heat shrink terminals on everything. We didn't double up anywhere on our terminal strips. Everything is labeled so we know where all our wires are going to across the board, whether it's for our C-zone, going down into here, what this is going to control. We've got our Siren Marine over here, and it is tied into the NMEA 2000. We're going to go over in a couple of weeks what this is going to do for us. Some neat stuff there. We've also got our FLIR POE connector here, but everything is labeled and laid out so that we can get on board. If we have a problem on this, we can immediately look at the wire and go, that's our problem, follow it around, see where it goes. We're not playing the wire chasing game on this. That saves time when we're on a boat. So not only do we do it in our showroom display, but we're doing this to showcase why you should be doing this on your boat. It's going to save you time. You might pay a little extra on the front end for an install like this, but trust me, it's definitely worth it in the long run when you have to troubleshoot or add on or do anything else. It's very easy. And yeah, so that's really it. I think that's about all we really got for you guys today. So hopefully you found that a little bit informative. Maybe you learned a little something. Maybe you want to go out, buy some new tools and try and wire up some stuff yourself. Remember, keep the smoke in the wires when you're doing it. And you want to stay up to date in the latest marine tech trends, give us a follow at Navtronics on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you're in the area, come to the Boston Boat Show. We're going to be at booth 18 this year. We've got a big display. We're going to have Raymarine, Garmin, Simrad, KVH, Apple TV, JL Audio, Fusion. Everybody's going to be in our booth. It's definitely going to be worth checking out. You can come see what we've got in store for you guys. In the meantime, I'm going to keep rocking out.